First senior game is playing down there at full forward, and
6'8" of him.
It'll be interesting to see just how well that young kid goes, because he's got a pretty big reputation.
Now the umpire Kevin Smith has come down to the boundary for a reason that escaped me just at the moment. And the crowd becoming a little bit restive. They're not going to replace the umpire first of all, are they? What's going on? And he seems okay. Now he's having earnest discussion down there with a number of people. Is it the team sheets?
I wonder whether there was whether the interchange man was there to take the figures down with the players going off the field.
I think that could be the problem, because he's gone over to Kevin Sheedy now to confer with him, and well, drama already.
Oh, maybe somebody forgot something.
Well, it could be drama, Bob, or just lack of organisation, yeah, somewhere along the line.
Yes, I think somebody's forgotten something.
Well, it looks as though there's two chairs down there and there's nobody sitting in them for the interchange notes. Now a guy's going across to sit there. Now where's the other one?
Well, Smith has gone back to the centre, so we can only presume that everything is in order, at least for the moment, and the game will get underway shortly. It's already about 4 minutes late in starting. Match was due to get underway at 2:15 Eastern Summer Time, and speaking of that, we welcome viewers through ADS Channel 7 in Adelaide to our telecast. Jeff Morrow, the taller of the two umpires. Kevin Smith, the more experienced of the pair. Torbett, the former Essendon player, moving down to the goal square with Ron Andrews, so they'll have fun bouncing off each other all afternoon. He was certainly their best recruit of last year, Steve Torbett, number 24. First quarter from the Sydney cricket ground as umpire Kevin Smith comes in to put the ball down. Round loses it to Madden, a new look Justin Madden this year without the beard, going through his Carroll. It's picked up by Hawker. Wide towards centre wing, Browning underneath the ball, and a nice mark taken for the Swans out there by Ackerley, one of their most consistent players last year. Off he goes. Swans kicking towards the Randwick end in this quarter. Oh, Vernon got a very solid knock. No free kick. Picked up and driven forward for Essendon. Into their left forward pocket. West. Chance for Watson. An umpire this time has found a free kick. He was number 26 for Essendon.
Well, I'm trying to locate him because he wasn't named in the 21 players or 25 players that were on the list, and he's certainly not on the in the record. So we'll have to check on that.
It's Mark Thompson.
New number. He was 34, Bob, wasn't he?
That's Mick Thompson.
So it's Mark Thompson, number 26.
First score of the match coming up at the minute-and-a-half mark of the first term. I'm glad clubs do things like that to you. Yeah. Rod Carter is the fullback. Did such a great job in that position last year.
I must say, they did say it was Thompson, and I thought they said Mick Thompson.
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Vernon leading. Got a solid knock before. Hounsell, right half forward. Vernon makes the lead, takes the ball well. Centres it, looking for Daniher. Hounsell down as the hand pass comes out towards Ronnie Andrews from Duckworth. Andrews up towards centre wing position, and a good solid mark out there. Brought in for the Swans. Evans, he's gone for a hand pass. Oh, Hounsell in all sorts of bother down there.
And the ball is out on the Swans half forward line. A chance now for the ball to be driven up there by Bettison. And Winbanks on his own takes an easy mark on the centre wing position. A good pass looking for Smith. Well taken too, and they expect big things from him today, I should imagine. Gets around him quite easily as he drives the ball over the half forward line. Oh, flying high was Morwood. Torbett goes down. Andrews knocks the ball on. Bradley trying to crash through the back. I think it'll be on for young and old here, and the umpire's found a free kick as we see Torbett and Duckworth having a bit of a wrestle. Waiting now for the freak or the pass coming over there to Daniher. And there's a mark taken there by Essendon's Merritt. Ball kicked up there. That was Thompson, I should say. And we see a good mark taken once again in defence for the Swans.
Ackerley.
Ackerley's kick is back there, driven away by Otway. Not a good one. Picked up nicely off the pack that time by Wright. Drops the ball short. Oh, beautifully picked up on the first volley that time by Morwood. Goes for a pass out wide to Bernie Evans. It's got a bounce right for him. It does. A left foot snap towards the goals. I think he may be there. Or Torbett touched it, or is it a mark? No, he grabbed it on the line and juggled it and, of course, cut it over the line for 1 point. The crowd not too happy about it, Peter.
Well, I find that rather strange.
We watch it again, Pete, and you'll probably find that...
I thought that was well through.
Torbett must have touched it in front of the line, and then his second grab was behind the line. So the goal umpire was in good positions. That was the only way it could have been.
Ball back out there towards that half forward on a chance now for Merritt. He picked it up. Well, down he goes. The ball finally picked up by Ackley again. He's playing like a terrier at the moment. Winbanks couldn't pick it up, and the umpire will ball it up on the centre wing position. So the first score at the moment is the Swans 1 point to Essendon 1 point also.
Bounce down centre field. Knocked away by Madden. I noticed too on the boundary line. Hounslow is prostrate and receiving treatment from the trainers as Smith gathers the ball in. Back towards centre wing position. That could be out on the full. In fact, it is so. And it will be a penalty kick going Essendon's way to be taken down there by Paul van der Haar. Essendon this quarter kicking towards the M.A. Noble stand end. Looking for Big Madden, tries to palm it forward. Watson didn't have the ball. He'll come out of it with the free kick.
Tell you what, Pete, he's tapered off a bit too, hasn't he?
Yes, and what's the Maloo? Smith tries to crash his way through. Madden. Free kick going to Smith. The tackle when not in possession. Rules umpire Morrow. Smith a very consistent player. Right. Long. Up towards centre half forward. They all miss it. Evans went down, maybe a little bit too high. Daniher comes in to try and lend a hand. And the subsequent ball up will take place about 40 metres out from the Swans' goal. 1 point apiece in the first term of this match, which is opened in very fiery fashion. Wright takes the handball from Roberts. Up towards full forward. That's a mark that Daniher plays on goal.
1 goal, 1, 7 points to the Swans. To Essendon 1 point, and we're approaching the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. Swans off to a good start. Knocked out by Madden, as Peter said, the new look Madden without his beard. Bit of fumbling going on. Finally Scott gets a kick out, not a good one, and a mark taken here by Neagle. Neagle has a bit of a run from centre field there, drives it well up towards the full forward position, looking for Big Sam, and he can't pick the ball up. There's Ackley again. He was tripped, but the umpire called player, but that was that for terrier-like fashion by Ackley. Kick not a good one. Back out there towards the wing position. There's a chance now for Thompson. A kick up there towards the forward line, but it's out of bounds on the full, and a penalty free kick will go to the Swans down there in the back pocket. Timmy Watson, of course, looking a lot thinner today. That on screen just a moment ago was Thompson. Ball down there. The free kick going to Carter. There was a bit of doubt about him playing this year had a broken finger, and that was causing a lot of trouble. He seems to be okay today out there. Barry Round trying to get out the pack. Finally, it's driven up there by Scott again for the Swans. Coming in to meet it as Brady. His grab goes for a hand pass. It's a bad one, but he backs up, but still can't get clear. Neagle in the thick of things, but he loses the ball. They're all having a bit of a dip at the moment, and there's Smith getting upended by Duckworth. He's a pretty tough customer too.
Slipped shoulder, I think, Smith.
Oh, Smith's in a bad way. That's bad news for the Swans, because he's a player they really need. A hand pass coming over there from Carey to Neagle.
Smith dislocated his shoulder.
And now we see Torbett balk Vernon nicely. Goes for a long kick, looking for Salmon again, but once again Barry Round in position, and the ball taken away by Cruz. And he looks pretty crook, Smith, coming off the ground, no doubt with a very serious shoulder injury.
Yes, it looks like a dislocation to me. Hurd for Essendon, breaks clear in centre field. Ball long kick up towards the 10-metre square. Carter's there though for the Swans, and again safe in defence. Copping on the mark.
And Duckworth in pretty serious trouble for the Bombers too. He's limping off the ground.
Well, the Swans depleted injury-wise at the moment.
Greg Smith in real trouble down there, Peter.
Yes, as I said, it looks like a dislocation to me. Kick well smothered by Madden, picked up by Watson. He's well tackled by Scott. Ball scooped out, in fact almost thrown to Hurd, out towards Otway. Always dangerous near goals. This one off target though, and once again it will be a penalty kick to the Swans, and on this occasion will be taken by Reid.
Duckworth really bad too, Pete, being carried off.
Well, the attrition rate is certainly high, and the match has been in progress only some, let me see, 9 or 10 minutes. The Swans with 2 players off, the Bombers 1. Big punch down by Thompson. Gets it to Hawker. Snapshot at goal from a long way out, going pretty close, flying high. Copping couldn't take the mark. Winbanks Hurd in front, can't complete the grab. Plenty of opposition down there from Ackley, one of the Swans' best contributors so far in the match, and we'll see a kick to Ackley from right back pocket. Delivers it well towards centre field. Chance for Essendon to go forward as the ball is scooped out. Evans is there, picked up again though for the Bombers by Neagle, doing a lot of damage at the moment. Taken away by West. No mark to Browning. Lack of cohesion down there. Oh, Merritt kicked the ground. Vernon nearly kicked his hand off. And finally off the ground to centre field, and the mark is taken by Big Braddy just wide of the circle. Looking for a free kick. That was an Academy Award performance. To half forward. Daniher. Good mark. Takes it well in front of Paul van der Haar. He's gone for a short pass. Play on, says the umpire. That's Lucas. Well smothered. Essendon defence doing a lot of good work at the moment. Roberts was dispossessed. Watson gets the ball safely to the boundary line.
Ball out of bounds about, let me see, 35 metres around from the Swans goal. Ball back into play now. It's Talbot and Madden. Madden doing pretty well on the whack. Picked up by West. Gets a hand pass over to Clayton, the ex-Richmond player. Long hand pass coming there to Nagel. It's a beauty, as a matter of fact. This gives Nagel a break to go for a pass out wide for Bettison. He's got the start on Ackley. Ackley's right on his tail. He's grabbed him. It could be holding the man. It is. And the free kick will go to the young recruit playing his first game today. Young Bettison out there at half forward, about 50 metres out from goal. The short pass looking there for the big fella. It's Copping, goes for a hand pass back there, but Cruz fumbles the ball. Plenty of fumbling going on by both sides, and the umpire will ball it up in the forward pocket position about 15 metres out from the Essendon goal. Not the most scientific game at the moment.
The boundary line looks like a hospital ward. 3 players are in all sorts of trouble down there.
There's the little fella Otway trying to get clear, but he's grabbed, and still plenty of milling around there, and the umpire once again will ball it up. Still about 25 metres out from the Bomber goal. And at the moment it's the Swans 1 goal, 7 points to Essendon 1 point, yet to score a goal, and we're just over the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. Still plenty of scraggly play there now as we see coming out the Packers. Otway, a snap for goal, but no one there for the Bombers, and a good mark taken there by Winbanks. Comes around the members' side, but it's a bad pass, a shocker, and an easy mark taken there by Hurd. Short pass, it's okay, and this is Simon Madden. Can hardly recognise him without that beat. He's had it for so long. Smith looks pretty bad there. Looks as though it is a pretty serious shoulder injury too. The kick by Madden is into the goal square. Look at that for a pack. There's about 48 of them around there at the goal square for the Essendon side, and the ball finally falls through for 1 point.
It's a free kick, Luke.
He's found a free kick. How he found it, I don't know with all those players there. It's going to Winbanks. Short pass. Oh, Barry Round dropped the sitter that time. This gives Timmy Watson the opening to break clear. A hand pass over to Hurd. Short pass. Well intercepted that time. It was a good mark taken by Scott, but a bad hand pass again. There's plenty of mistakes made by both sides and plenty of fumbling. A real shocker of the game at the moment as far as a spectacle point of view is concerned. And there's a free kick to Essendon, and it'll go to Hawker for sure.
No.
The other way. I thought he grabbed him around the neck.
Vernon to take the free kick at centre half back for the Swans. Hounsell still lying prostrate on the ground. Meantime, Smith has been taken off, and of course Duckworth with the ankle problem earlier wasn't too good either. So as I said, the attrition rate high. Van der Haar got high, couldn't bring the mark down. Hurd threw it out of the pack to Watson. Watson to Otway. Over the head of Barry Round. Mark to Copping.
Foolish play by Reid there.
And Copping within kicking distance.
15 metres.
Yes, for he's only about 15 metres out from the goal now, originally 30. And so it could be a costly error. And the Bombers have a chance to bring up their first goal and level the scores. Steve Copping, 15 metres out. I think he might have missed it. He has. So Essendon 2 behinds, 2 points, and they trail the Swans by 5 points. That was a let-off, Bob.
Well, John Reid would be very happy about it. That 15 metres virtually made it signed, sealed and delivered for a goal, but bad missed by Copping.
Well, Duckworth has put his tracksuit on, has taken the boot off, has the ankle badly damaged, it would seem. And a mark behind taken by Ian Roberts. Long handball. Browning on the run from centre field, or just short of it. Looking for Lucas. Too long for him. Brady's backing up. Well caught by Cameron Clayton. Watson leading in the race for the ball. Still can't take it. Knocked on by Lucas again. Brady, chance number 2. A useful bounce in front of Clayton. Holding the ball, says the umpire, and I think a pretty fair decision. So Clayton with club number 3 to right half forward. Good mark taken by West. Loose ball into the open. Copping beats 2 of them. Rounders there, or doesn't get a useful bounce at all. Real chance for a Bomber score here. The hand pass, or Hawker missed it up. Evans put him under plenty of pressure. Well played, Bernie Evans. Runs into Madden. Carter to right. Swans defending desperately at the moment. Back towards the centre wing position, into the wide wings of the Sydney Cricket Ground. Very close to the boundary line, and in fact it's over. And we'll see a boundary throw in right below our commentary position. Well, the boundary umpire wants the ball. Hurd won't give it to him. He could have been penalised 15 metres there, or a free kick going against him for wasting time. Knocked down to Scott, who crashes into Daniher. Hurd again in the road for Essendon. His handball to Hawker, who gets ridden into the ground. Hawker should get the free kick. It will be against Scott. He'll take it at left half-back flank. 15 minutes gone, and the Bombers still yet to score a goal as Wright fumbles. Finally, we see Morwood grabbed. I think he'll get a free kick for one at the back. Yes, Morwood to take the free kick out there on that wing position. Goes for a pass. Brady's in front. He's got the mark. He'd be about 50 metres out from goal, directly in front. The Swans at the moment, 1 goal, 7 points to Essendon, 2 points only. And they're certainly showing plenty of spirit, both these teams, even though the football is not the most scientific we've seen for a long time. There's the kick by Brady. Doesn't quite make the distance. Torber got up high, couldn't hold the mark. Finally, it's forced out of bounds in the Swans' forward pocket position, about 10 metres around from their goal.
Nobody can really get a break at the moment, Lou, and I must say in favour of the players, a lot of the mistakes in the centre have been made, I think, because of the condition of that ground. It's very slippery. There we see Salmon juggling it with the Torber, but finally it comes back here now, and Timmy Watson spins out of the pack beautifully. That's Tim Watson at his best. Finally, it's out there towards the wing position. Still plenty of fumbling going on by both sides as Clark grabs an opponent there. Finally driven up by Carroll. Daniher couldn't grab that one in time, and it's through for another point. So the Swans move on to 1 goal, 2, 8 points. Still the Bombers yet to score. What a great start by Essendon, but they certainly put up a great performance here last year, kicking 3 goals in a matter of 3 minutes to win the game. Round couldn't get clear. Now he's got the ball. Let's see what he does with the umpires. Found a free kick. It'll go to Bernie Evans. Evans right on that half-forward flank, a good distance out from goal. And the crowd gradually building up round about the 10,000 mark, which is not a bad effort, really. Pack, ball having a go. Oh, there's a snap for goal. And it's not a bad one. Kicked through by Reid.
In favour of the Swans, who go into attack again. Ball back towards centre field. The hand passes to Otway, taken from Hawker. Looking for Copping. Roberts in front, couldn't take it. Ackley goes for the boundary line. Wright backs him up. Short pass to centre wing. Lucas runs wide, almost over the boundary line. Scoots it back towards Brady. Can't find him. Clark, who I think did kick the winning goal when the Bombers were here last up in Sydney. Winbanks dispossessed. Carroll tackles, maybe a little bit too high. Browning gets them out of the danger zone. It's up towards half forward. Brady to Vernon. Daniher hot in pursuit. Too long for Round. They shove it through. It's a goal. Well, that travelled 55 metres. And so the Swans 3-2, leading Essendon 2 behinds, 2 points.
So that will give Daryl Vernon a big lift, getting the hand pass from Brady, and you know, a fair distance out, a nice kick, and Vernon will, well, he was looking for a bit of confidence, morale booster before the game, and that will be just the thing that Daryl Vernon wants after Brady on screen now gave him the hand pass.
Vernon could have a busy day with Smith off the field with, it seems, a rather serious shoulder injury. Ball knocked down to Daniher. See Talbot in the ruck for the Swans as Brady takes the mark at centre half forward and well within kicking distance, Lou.
And a fine game too.
Yes, and the defensive Essendon's a bit rattled at the moment. They're all over the place and letting Swans run all loose there, and of course they're finding it very, very hard to cope with that at the moment. A good start for the Swans. Brady coming in for their 4th goal. Oh, that's a good kick. It's right through the middle. Another goal to the Swans, and what a great start they're up to now. 4 goals to 26 to Essendon, 2 points only.
Fowler on for Essendon and off is Bettison.
And of course we're at just on the 19-minute mark. Not a very good start for Essendon, Bob.
No, and Bettison would have paid the penalty for allowing Mark Browning to come down the ground and take a hand pass, on a couple of occasions be free to put a long kick down the ground.
Back to the centre again. This time it's Salmon, number 3, 6'8" of him. Going for the knockout. This will be his first attempt at the centre bounce. Chance now to get this one out. No, beaten by Talbot that time. Finally a chance now for Neagle to get clear, but he's well grabbed by Lucas. A hand pass coming from Otway back to Daniher. Daniher goes for a short pass up there towards the half forward on. Ackley got his hands but couldn't hold the mark. That's Ian Roberts with a hand pass back to Scott, and the Swans are looking good at the moment. Oh, got into his back that time, Brady, but the umpire wouldn't give a free kick to Vander. Only threw himself into the back. And the umpire will ball it up about 50 metres out from the Swans' goal. 4 goals to 26 to Essendon, 2 points only. I think this could be a pretty tough game before it's over. Knocked out by Brady, but Clark in the way for Essendon. Shoots the ball back to centre field. That's a good mark to Browning. Also the free kick.
Yep.
Against Fowler.
15 metres, Lou.
15-metre penalty, and he could lob this right up into the goal square because he's a magnificent kick, Browning. There's the kick, and it's a long one down there towards the forward pocket. Round got one in the back, but the umpire said plain as Reid goes in. And have a look at that bandage on Reid's left thigh. My God, it's a big one, isn't it?
He's hobbling around a bit too. I think he may have been off the ground if they had anyone to come on.
Ball back there to right. The hand pass coming out to Moore. He'll run into trouble. It well smothered that time by Hurd. Finally a hand pass from Otway coming across to Hawker. Hawker's kick is out wide. Roberts goes to the punch. Oh, he's got the mark. Oh, how about that he went to punch and he marked it?
Let's say luck's a fortune.
Talk about
But the endeavour was there, Lou, and it's amazing what can happen if you've got the right endeavour.
Give him a chance. Oh, there's a good mark to Terry Daniher, but the umpire didn't pay that as the ball hits the deck again. Carey buffets his way through the back. And finally, it's Big Max Cruz taking the mark down there at centre half back.
20-metre handball from Cruz over to Ackley, who's done some very useful work in the pocket so far in the match. And there's Big 7, wearing Dick Reynolds' old number, taking the mark at left half-back flank. Kick is wobbly, missed by Copping, picked up by Scott. Is that a mark? Yes, it is. Vernon, or Brady, who's been a very good player in the first term for them, taken a number of good marks and has already kicked 1 goal. And I would venture to suggest he could just about get the distance with this one. In fact, he should get the distance. The accuracy will be the thing we'll be looking at. He's only 35 metres out from goal. And he's got the distance. The accuracy is there also, and Brady brings up his second. First quarter, Sevens big league from the SCG. Talbot doing battle with Madden. Madden wins it at the second attempt, looking for Copping, can't find him. Roberts is there with him. Copping almost had the break there before Winbank stepped in. Umpire Kevin Smith comes in and he decides to ball it up at the Essendon centre half forward.
Well, there's not much coordination with that Essendon attack at the moment, Robert, either.
Copping hobbling around too, Lou.
They're having trouble. It's defensive. The Swans is really standing up to the strain, but it's early days yet. Knocked out by Talbot. Back, there's one in the back. And the free kick will go to Mark Browning. He and Merritt having a bit of a how do you do, but everything's settled down quietly at the moment.
15 metres.
15 metres. Brings him around about to the wing position. Goes for a pass. Brady in front, got his hands with Tim Watson, spins out of the pack, a hurried kick. There we see Roberts going with a punch again. Finally the ball is picked up by South Melbourne, finally driven back there towards the centre of the ground. Bit of fumbling. Warwood gets a hand pass back there to Daniher. Another one coming over to Bernie Evans, a short pass. Oh, Andrews has missed it. A hand pass back there from Reid over to Round. Another goal to the Swans. Oh, they're running away from Essendon at the moment. And the score, 6 goals to 38 to Essendon yet to score. 2 points only, and we're approaching the 24-minute mark of this, the first quarter.
Copping going off the ground, as we see on replay. Bernie Evans putting the ball forward, missed by Andrews, a bad miss on that occasion. And John Reid, having kicked one goal himself, he shouldn't be on the ground from a fitness point of view, as we see Copping on the interchange bench being looked at by the doctor.
Well, a 36-point deficit to the Bombers, and they're in serious trouble at the moment. That one was knocked out by Talbot to, well, not really great. Watson gets his kick back to Browning. A bit of fumbling going on. It's Carroll coming out with the ball. Finally drives it over the half-forward line, and they go back into attack. Brady coming out, knocks the ball out to right back to Vernon. And there's trouble coming up here as a hand pass from Vernon out to right. And Vernon to right fires another goal. Oh, they're annihilated. It's the crowd.
7-2-44. The two behind 2 points. The Swans, although the scoreboard says 54, that's optimistic. Carter showing them a clean pair of heels from fullback. Looks for Vernon, who's covering a lot of territory in the first term. Thompson can't pick him up. Well played, Darryl Vernon. Looking for Talbot, and Talbot doesn't let him down at centre field. Long handball. Oh, atrocious handball. Look how slippery that centre is. Cruz, strong. And we see Daniher this time slipping over. I think he actually put his foot on one of those pieces of wood that cover the taps. Hawker. Carter will go the punch. No, there's a mark there brought in by Talbot. The umpire says play on. Must have been touched. Clark getting underneath the ball. Right. And Carey. Carey wins it. Flicks out the handball. Essendon move it well. Clark takes it from Hawker. They don't take it from Evans, though. 30-metre handball from Evans. The Swans using handball to great advantage at the moment. Scott looking for Round. Andrews strong in the air, and Round got one in the side, I think, from Andrews. Accidental. Strong mark to Roberts. Free kick, though. It's Winbanks to centre wing. Chance for Carroll. Carroll on the run. Up towards full forward. No one there. The kick is too wide, and Clayton takes the ball over the boundary line. Yes, as I said, Round got a knock from Andrews. I think it was a knee in the side. We await the boundary throw in. It's only 10 metres from the goal. Swans attacking. 27 minutes gone in the first term. Kick out of the pack. I think that was by Round. Clayton takes the mark just inside the line. Cameron Clayton, playing his first senior game for the Bombers, will have to kick over the mark. I think he should know that, having played previously with Richmond and Melbourne. Well, it's going to be the survival of the fittest today. Smith off the ground. Reid injured. Duckworth injured. Clark to Thompson. Grab. Was it too high? Yes, says umpire Jeff Morrow, and he'll take the free kick at right half-back flank. Ideal conditions for football, except for the slippery ground. Not due to rain. Taken away by West for Essendon. Neagle on the run, short of right half forward. Plenty of distance in that kick. Roberts underneath it. No mark paid to either player down there. Carter tries to break through. A more than useful balk. And a good mark brought in on the centre wing position by Max Cruz.
Well, they're playing very well at the moment. The Swans, we see the ball driven up there by the Swans, Carroll, and the ball fumbled again by the big fella Merritt. A hand pass by Clark, but it's out in the wide open space and out of bounds. That was a foolish one, Robert.
Oh, it's nice and deliberate.
Out of bounds on that half-forward line for the Swans. About 50 metres around from their goal, and they're playing like a house on fire at the moment. The ball hits the deck, picked up by Merritt again. He balked Round. A hand pass coming out now to Thompson. Thompson goes for a short pass, looking for Hawker, punched away by Scott. Not a good knockout. Winbanks backing out well and doing a great job down there in defence. And there's a chance there for the ball to be driven up by Ackley. It's a perfect pass. It's a... Oh, down goes Lucas from Andrews. No, Carey it was. And listen to that Sydney crowd. Are they behind the Swans at the moment? A 15-metre penalty, and this gives the young fella Lucas a chance to score their 8th goal. And, of course, they're 7-2-44 to Essendon, yet to score a goal at the moment. And we're at the 29-minute mark. There's the siren. Let's see whether this young fella can kick this goal. A vital one for them. The kick is a good one, and it's through the middle again. So there's the scores at quarter time. A great start by the Swans. 8 goals.
It's knocked down by Madden. Essendon go forward. It's driven up by Hawker towards Van der Haar. Over the top. Can't take the mark. Winbanks was there. He did some very useful things in the first quarter. Here's a chance for an Essendon score. Picked up by West. Snapshot at goal is off target. 1 behind. So 3 behinds, 3 points. They trailed by 47, but of course remember last year they came from behind in the final term, kicking 3 goals in time on, and won the match in a real thriller. Rod Carter, not the best of kicks from Carter. Daniher climbing all over the top. Round handballs it out of bounds deliberately and will be free kicked. Free kick will go to Daniher. I don't think there's much doubt about that. The crowd doesn't like it, and watch Barry Round straight over the line. Daniher's kick centres it up towards the goal square. Plenty of Essendon players are there. And here's a goal coming up. West puts it through for the Bombers first. So Essendon back in business, and all goals so far kicked at the Randwick end, 8-2-50 to 139.
Yes, well, young West, the former Brunswick boy, has been one of Essendon's few good players to date. He's in the thick of things. Young Salmon looks as though he's received a bad knock on the thigh on that occasion, but well, one that will lift the Dons. Daniher down at centre half forward is an interesting move.
Certainly is, and they've got him down there to take a mark because their forward line was hopeless in that first quarter. Ball knocked out that time by Hawker, actually, finally picked up by Merritt. Back over the half forward line. There's the guy we were talking about, Daniher, playing at centre half forward and already got a mark.
He can kick this.
Well, he could easily kick the distance. He's only about 50 metres out. And that'll be the understatement of the year, saying they badly didn't have the goal. It's a long kick, and he's put it right through the middle, I would say. A beautiful goal by Daniher. It was a lovely goal. So that's the Bombers' second goal. 2 goals, 3-15 to the Swans putting up a superb first quarter. 8 goals, 2-50. It looks as though it's the scoring end, Bob.
Yes, and it's got nothing to do with the wind, Lou, because the breeze is actually favouring the other end.
Well, OK, back to the centre again. Into this quarter by about 2 minutes. And someone's gone over the line. It'll be a free kick to the Swans. Wright takes it, doesn't waste any time, drives it down there towards the full forward position. But that's a good mark taken by Clark. A hand pass over to Daniher down there at fullback. Another short pass coming out wide. And it's Neagle with the ball now on that half back line. Decides to go for a bit of a trot. Kicks the ball back towards the centre half forward. Oh, there's Daniher again. This could be a great move by Kevin Sheedy. Takes that mark. A shocking kick, well smothered. Finally back to Winbacks, one of their best players in the first half. Back to Neagle. Having a bit of trouble getting clear of Wright that time, and the umpire said dropping the ball. Oh, God, that was a tough one. Oh, did his block there? Could have been a 15-metre penalty.
I would say should have.
Yes, it is. Philly's playing the part of Neagle. The kick back there towards centre half forward. Off the top of the pack. Punched on that time by Vernon. Out to the wide open spaces. Ronnie Andrews going after it down there in the back pocket. Showing a bit of pace to get away from Torp. But that wouldn't be out. Oh, Carey lost sight of it completely. He's grabbed by Morwood and down he goes. And how lucky can you be for a push in the back? Oh, it took him a fortnight to grab that one. And we see Andrews' disciple kick the ball back there towards the centre half forward position. The ball finally driven away by Roberts. Did a great job in the first quarter. A fumble by Daniher. A hand pass coming out wide.
Greg Smith
There's Greg Smith on the ground. There's no doubt about that guy. And he taps the ball on back there. Merritt goes down. Finally a hand pass coming out now to Timmy Watt on the wing position. Another long one. And there's a chance now for the Bombers to go deep into attack. A long kick by Bettison, but it's not a great one. It's off the side of his boot and out of bounds.
John Reed's off the ground. That's why Smith's back on.
Oh, it's the lesser of two evils, isn't it? They were both injured in the first term. Carter gives it to Ackley. 2 of the Swans' best players in the first quarter, and they could have a bit of work to do here. Or Carter in bother now. Backing up as Scott from centre half back. Gets around 3 opponents and did that well. Vernon in front. Can't take the mark. Terry Daniher too tall. The Essendon skipper straight down the centre. That's a fine grab to Cruz. That's a free kick going to Carter. Carter brings around the member stand side. That was a little nudge out. Daniher will take the free kick. It's against Merv Neagle. We had a pretty good shot at that. Short pass in towards centre field. Round. Staying around the circle today or in the goal square. Vernon. Well picked up by Clark, so had to go back. Into the goal square, or just about there. Clayton, well caught. Terry Daniher, covering plenty of territory at the moment. Back over the circle. Daniher! What a mark! Oh, he's come good in the second term. And he could just about put this one down the throat of the goal square too. No, Round chips in after he went for the pass, which was a bit of a shame for Essendon because Paul van der Haar, one of the best kicks in the VFL. Ackley. Brady. Kicked 2 goals in the first term. Short pass, palmed away. Carroll in all sorts of bother. Wright comes in to assist him. Back to Tony Morwood. Long shot by Tony Morwood. That's the way to play this one. Is that touched? Doesn't matter. Through for 1 behind. And I think that's the Swans' first score of the term. It is 8 goals, 3. 51 points to 2-3-15. Let's look at van der Haar's mark again. Oh, what a grab.
We're at the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. The ball driven around to the wing position by Watson. A chance now for Essendon to go into attack as we see Neagle with the ball right on that wing position. Dodges a couple of players, goes for a pass. Not a great one. They're kicking badly down. There's a chance for Cruz to get clear. Otway's grabbed by Cruz and nearly pulled his jumper off as the ball is finally driven up there towards the forward pocket. A mark dropped by Bettison and Salmon slung over the boundary line.
Holding the ball.
It's holding the ball against him. Some funny decisions by these umpires today, as a matter of fact. Thought he might have been a bit stiff, the young fellow. Ball down there in that forward pocket. Carter with a hand pass over to Ackley. Another one coming to Roberts. The defence of the Swans was great in the first quarter. The pressure on them now, but they're still hanging in there as the ball is driven around by Roberts, around towards Vernon, but that's a good mark. Now, he didn't pay the mark to Daniher. I thought he may have, and the ball finally pushed out to Daniher again. The ball driven up over their half-forward line. No one there at the moment, and a good mark taken in defence there by Ackley. Ackley's a little short of half-back. Goes for short pass, and once again we see Scott taking the mark right out there on that half-back flank out towards the boundary line. Shoots the ball back towards the centre of the ground. Plenty of players going for it. Picked up by Lucas. A hurried kick down there to Vernon. Torbert's there, punched away by Ronnie Andrews. Going in to meet it now is Clayton on the boundary line. And he takes it out of bounds in that forward pocket position for Essendon, about 25 metres around from their goal. So we're approaching the 8-minute mark, and it's the Sydney Swans 8-3-51 to Essendon 2-3-15. Bit of a shock for all those Bomber fans back there in Melbourne. Ball knocked out that time by Torbert. Hand pass coming over from Carey. Another long one out there towards Neagle on the half-back, but he's well grabbed that time by Smith. There's nothing about that guy. Got nearly a broken shoulder and still playing out there. And finally we see the ball driven up there by Thompson over the Essendon half-forward line. No one can get clear as we see Fowler go to the ground as Ackley goes for a hand pass, and a good one. Hand pass back again from Morwood to Ackley. Ackley drives the ball back there looking for Brady. Oh, he's pushed him fair square in the back, even though he's taken the mark. So it'll be a free kick down there to the big fella, Merritt for Essendon. Merritt with the ball, goes for a short pass, and it's okay.
Watson from right half-back flank. Looking for a loose man at half-forward. Otway, for whom it was intended, gets dispossessed. Darryl Vernon, that one slewing off the side of the boot. They're the ones I think players hate. Right. Daniher has it punched away from him. Chance for West. Hurd. Hurd starting to do a few useful things too. Looks for Fowler. Browning can't do anything with it. Van der Haar shot at goal. Looks okay. It's a goal. The difference now after the Swans blitzed the Bombers in the first quarter. Hawker. It's a right half forward. Bettison lost sight of that. He's got a second chance now. Looks for Otway. Finds him. Otway in plenty of bother. Round. Tries to crash his way through. Eventually out to Vernon. West in all sorts of bother. Roberts. Looks for Ackley. Back it comes to Scott. Well tackled from Grant Fowler. Somebody will get killed out there. Hawker. High towards centre half forward. Is that a mark? No, says the umpire. Round, caught, and comes out. How did he do that? Looks for Lucas. He's marked that one. And looking for a 15-metre penalty, but he won't get it. Now it's a play-on call from umpire Kevin Smith. He does so, long towards centre half forward. Almost a mark to Carroll, couldn't take it. Wayne Clark does the clearing for Essendon. There's Smith. Lost it though. Terry Daniher. Around towards centre wing. Watson on the move, but caught and takes the ball. I thought over the line, but not so. Watson plays on. Long kick up towards full forward. Carter tries to do it one-handed and comes out of it with the ball. He's got the free kick.
Free kick against Salmon that time. Seems to be a little bit lost at the moment. A beautiful pass, and there once again Lucas takes the mark at centre half-back. Playing a fair sort of a game too, Bob.
He's doing very well.
Kick out there towards Terry Daniher. Couldn't hold the mark. Van Herk clashed with Brady. The ball finally scooped out of the back. There's a chance for Neagle to break clear. Well attacked there by Scott. Still a bit of a battle going on between the two of them. The umpire's going to ball it up on the centre wing position. So we're about 11 minutes into this second quarter, and we see the Swans 8 goals, 351 to Essendon 3 goals, 21. Difference of 30 points. Knocked out by Simon Madden. Picked up by West. He fumbled, and the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go there to West to take the free kick on the centre wing position. Boots the ball over towards centre half forward. And there's an easy mark taken there by Hawker, well within kicking distance, only about 35 metres out from goal directly in front. Chance for Hawker to score. Of course, as Peter said before, the Swans blitzed Essendon in that first quarter, but they're recovering slowly now as the ball is shot up there, and that's a goal to Hawker and another one to Essendon.
Full forward.
Well, there's Bernie Evans, heavily bandaged. Reed off the ground with a similar injury, and talk about the walking wounded, the Swans.
Dennis Carroll hobbling around there, taken from the wing because he can't run.
So it's a bit of bad luck for the Swans, who got off to such a great start. Knocked out to Hurd. A long hand pass too long, but it bounces back for Carey. He's kicked it off the side of his boot. In goes right, taps it away, but finally they're backing up better now, and the ball taken away by Merritt. Another fumble by Carey. Drives the ball down there towards the Bettison, and that's a good mark from the young recruit playing his first game today. And he's only about, let me see, wouldn't be more than 20 metres out from goal as we watch that in replay.
There's a lovely mark by Bettison, one that will give him a lift. He didn't play well in the first term, allowing Browning to come down the ground. But that one, if he can finish it off now, will make up for that first quarter. The
kick by Bettison.
Missed it, I think.
1 point. So he had a chance to score his first goal in league football, but missed out. So it's 8-3-51 to Essendon, 4 goals for 28. And of course, if the Bombers can't win this match today, I reckon there's about 5 Swans out there injured now. They can hardly walk.
Well, they're making inroads into that lead very, very quickly. In fact, I don't think there'll be too much between the two sides at half-time. Chance for Cruz. Had it and lost it. Thompson. Oh, gave it to Vernon. He pinched that one off him. Vernon short pass. Could find Daniher. 2 of them there, actually. Clayton. Short pass. Neagle on the run. Right centre wing. Another short pass. Watson. Plenty of kicks to Timmy Watson this afternoon. That'll be about his 10th. Up towards full forward. That's a great mark. Let's see who's got it. There are 2 Bombers there. It's Salmon. Oh, he had the height, and there's plenty of that. He's about 200 centimetres in the old terminology, about 6'8". And there's the injured Carroll. Yes, I like your terminology, Lou, the walking wounded, and some of them can't even walk. Reed's lying just off the boundary line. Salmon 15 metres out. Let's make that 30. What's he done with that one? One behind, it looks like. So Essendon to 4 goals 5. They've kicked 4 goals 3 this quarter, and the Swans have added only 1 behind to their total at quarter time. Still they lead as we await the ball to be driven back into play. Ackley does that chore. Browning. Loose ball on centre wing, and there's the $6 million man, Smith. Up to Brady. He was their most effective forward in the first term. Over the boundary line, it's kicked away from the hands of Big Merritt, and we'll see a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for the Swans, about 25 to 30 metres from their goal.
I guarantee, Pete, that every coach in the league would like 18 Smiths in their side.
Oh, real gutsy performance. Merritt in front with Winbanks. Grabbed his arm. Yes, that's what the umpire indicated, and it will be a free kick to Merritt. Back towards the centre. Evans late on the scene. Pretty hard to outmark Big Madden at any time. Hurd to Watson, who's running well. 20-metre handball to West, who's kicked a goal already for Essendon, the former Brunswick player. Looking for Big Salmon, but off target. And through for, again, 1 behind to the Bombers. to take them into the 30s. 4-6. The Swans leading by 21 points.
And they're wasting a few chances at the moment. Well, there's a bad kick in and Vanderhaar's got an easy mark. He's going to decide to play on. Will he kick this goal? I think he may have missed it. He's missed it.
Well, 2 blues there.
Well, he's taken 3 marks, Bob, and 1 particularly good mark, and he's wasted the 3 chances.
Yes, but, well, it was fortunate that he did miss it, but it was bad play there by the 2 South players, as we saw both Carter and Brett Scott both that upset about the pass that came from Winbanks. They forgot to mind the mark.
Ball kicked into play again. A chance now for Madden to mark that one. Pushed away by Browning. Still juggling the ball. Gets a beautiful hand pass out to Bradley. Over to right again. Now the Swans swing into attack, but there's no one down there. They're all walking around limping. Finally a hand pass from Clark coming over to Daniher. Nearly holding the ball. Umpire called play on as Vernon scoops the ball back. He goes in now with going, trying to kick it off the ground, but the umpire will ball it up at centre half forward. So we're approaching the 18-minute mark, and it's 8 goals, 351. The Swans to Essendon 4-7-31. 20 points the difference. And the Bombers gradually wearing the Swans down as the ball is driven up there by Otway. Back towards centre half forward. Chance now for Torbert to go for a short pass, and it is a bad one. Grabbed by Madden. He fumbles the ball. Scott's into his back now. Scott's got it. Finally drives the ball back there looking for Vernon, but he's outclassed. And there's big Ronnie Andrews taking a good safe mark in defence. Short pass out wide, and Merritt's got that one on his own. There's no hope of anyone chasing him down there for the ball. Half of them can't run. We see the hand pass coming back this time from Merritt back to Neagle out there on the centre wing position. Another hand pass over to Otway, back to Neagle again. He went without the ball. They pounce on top of him, but finally gets it back again to Vanderhaar.
Luck's a fortune, isn't it?
They'll say it is. Fine, that's a bad kick and picked up here now by Torbert. A funny old style of a kick, but drives it back towards the centre. Oh, went from one-handed Burney, but he's limping badly. Don't blame him for that. Leg very heavily bandies, and the ball's kicked off the ground. Out there towards the wing position. Watson going after Brady up Benzie, pushed away by Lucas. Out there towards Morwood again. It's very slippery. The grass cut very short at the moment, and there's Watson going down. It'll be a free kick to Carroll up towards the Swans half-forward line, and they're still in their battle. You've got to give them a lot of credit for it, Peter, with all the injuries they got.
Well, Carroll's one of the injured, Lou, and the kick, as you can see, not very far. Mark missed down there by Terry Daniher. Free kick going. Sorry, Bob.
Carroll forced to kick left foot. Now you're going to come off the ground. That gives an idea how quick he is, Pete.
West, the handball taken by Shane Hurd to Hawker. Essendon running well at the moment. Shot at goal is off target. 1 behind, says the goal umpire, and there he is. 8-3 to 4-8. The Swans having added only 1 behind in this quarter. So Essendon gradually bridging that gap. They've had all the play in this quarter. Hurd and Browning. Oh, lovely mark to Mark Browning. One of the class players in the Swans lineup. They could do with a few more like him, of course. Fine grab to centre field. 2-on-1. Over the head of Neagle. Good tackle by Evans, who comes out of it with the free kick. Another of the walking wounded. I've never seen a bigger bandage. And that's a good pass taken by Tony Morwood. He would be 35 to 40 metres out. He kicked the Swans' first goal, and he has a chance to kick their first goal in this quarter as well. Steadiness plus is okay. That's a badly needed goal for them. Well, it went through the goals. Presume it's a goal. Yes, it is. On Seven's Big League. And wherever you're watching throughout Australia, we hope you're enjoying the telecast as Glenn Hawker goes for a short pass, ill-directed. Browning had the chance. Hurd has the pace. Hurd from left half forward. Browning still in there battling. Over the top went Vanderhaar.
Free kick for Browning, Pete.
Yeah, he's penalised this side. Let it go now.
He has let it go, Bob, yes, and Lucas takes advantage. Into the forward pocket. I see Reed's back on the ground. Round. Snap it, goal. Off target. Out of bounds, and so it will be thrown in the Swans' forward pocket. A real chance for them here.
Not the most stylish kick in the world, Barry Round.
That's the understatement.
I'd say. You'd have been pretty lucky if it had kicked that one. The ball back into play. Round and Salmon to go for that one. Pushed out by Brady. Going after it now is Vernon, but it's out of bounds against the Swans' point post. And they've kicked back again. They're at the moment 57 points to Essendon 32. There's a snap for goal by Barry Round. And an easy mark taken in defence in the back pocket by Clayton. Right across goal, it could be dangerous. There's no one there for the Swans. This will give Fowler plenty of time to pick it up. That's if he's quick enough. He gives a bad hand pass back to Andrews. He's in plenty of trouble, but gets around his opponents nicely. Drives the ball out wide. Chance for Evans to mark it. And just have a look at Bernie Evans's left leg as he hand passes back there to Cruz. A long shot for goal. And Cruz has dumped it through. Another recovery by the Swans. What a beautiful goal and good play on the part of Bernie Evans.
Max Cruz started at full back.
Yes, great courage by Bernie Evans there. He can hardly walk, and a diving mark. Bad play by Ron Andrews, incidentally, coming out from full back to come right across the ground. And I wouldn't think Kevin Sheedy would be too happy at all with his full back coming across like that with a poor piece of disposal.
Just over the 21-minute mark of the second quarter, and the Swans 63 points to Essendon 32. Ball knocked out by Torbett, back to Neagle. He's fumbling a lot today too. Kick back by Torbett, coming in to meet it as Merritt. Lost sight of it completely. Got a second chance. Gets a hand pass back there to Hurd. Drives it back now, and coming in to take the mark is Daniher, taken off the pack by Vanderhaar's a dangerous one coming up now as Thompson has a running shot for goal. Will it come around enough? Yes, it has. A goal to the
Sydney Cricket Ground after that goal to Thompson, his first for the afternoon, and the Bombers swing into attack and get another chance for an Essendon score. Flying high was Bettison, couldn't complete the mark. Running into an open goal was Otway, and he slams it through for another one to Essendon. Otway bringing up his first goal, and the difference, the closest has been since the start of the match.
Yes, but Essendon at the moment playing far the better. Their teamwork, and it's amazing what a difference Paul Vanderhaar has made since going to centre half forward. Not only has he taken some marks, but he's tackled fiercely and he's enabled the smaller players to come right into the game.
19 points the difference at the SCG. The Swan hanging on grimly, knocked away from Salmon. Neagle, Hawker gets tripped up, accidental, that doesn't count. It stopped him, if nothing else. Hawker, Hurd and Neagle, the Essendon smaller brigade really coming into their own here and playing fine football. Vanderhaar palms it down, can't find a teammate, however. It goes to Smith. He gets the gutsy performance of the day, that's for certain. Salmon gives it to Neagle, not Neagle, Hawker, and a short pass has found Bettison marking in front of Ian Roberts. Bettison about 45 metres out, has gone for a short pass. Oh, they hurt. Otway taking the mark and getting a 15-metre penalty. Well, I don't know.
You're not allowed to try and punch the ball away.
It was perhaps a little harsh. Anyway, I don't think it'll make much difference. He's still within kicking distance, but umpire Jeff Morrow laying down the letter of the law. Otway has a chance to kick his second goal in a matter of 5 minutes, which he has done. So only a couple of goals in it now. 10-3-63 to 7-8-50.
It's those smaller, quicker Essendon players across the centre. Hawker and really coming into things, and
it was a bit high, Bob.
It was high. He was trying to punch the ball away, and surely you're allowed to do that when somebody's going for a mark. Essendon starting to get the ball out of the centre through the medium of players like Nagel, Hawker, Duckworth. 15-metre penalty, or not 15, a free kick going against Essendon because they had 5 players in the centre square.
And we're approaching the 25-minute mark. 13 points the difference. It comes down to Vernon. He fumbles, so does Brady. Oh, he goes down appealing for a free kick, but the umpire wouldn't have a bar of that. And it's Clark breaking clear out there at half-back. Got the wide open spaces to fire the ball, looking for Otway. That's a great mark taken there by Ackley. Otway's kicked their last 2 goals. Ackley positioned himself beautifully. He's a very good defender. The ball knocked on out there towards the wing position, knocked back by Clark smartly that time towards Vanderhaar on the boundary line. Had no trouble getting around his opponent that time as he shoots the ball back there towards the forward pocket. And there's a great mark to Bettison. This fella's showing a bit of form. I tell you, he's not a bad sort of a recruit.
I think we saw there why Essendon have been so keen to get him down from Dimboola.
By golly, what a good mark that was. He's only about 30 metres out from goal on a very slight angle. And this will make it 7 points the difference. A good recovery by the Bombers. Nobody's off target and through for 1 point. So it's 2 goals the difference now. 10 goals, 3-63 the Swans to Essendon, 7-9-51. We're over the 25-minute mark, around about 26 and a half, I would say. Barry Round tried to push it on, but Salmon grabbed it away from a hand pass to Neagle. Neagle's kick is back towards Vanderhaar and Carter. At the back there is Ackley going the punch. Back to Brady. A hand pass coming back to Smith. And there he is, the man with one arm. Finally shooting the ball out towards the wing position. Ball tapped away from Morwood. Good play by Ronnie Andrews. He may be a bit slow, but he showed a little bit of pace that time. Over to his disciple Carey. Goes for a short pass. Wide, but the umpire said a free kick down the field.
No,
the other way.
Yes.
It'll go back because Talbot smacked Brady in the face. Or Merritt, I should say. Merritt of Essendon smacked Brady in the face, and of course the centre half forward for the Swans will take that free kick out on the half forward flank. Drives it up towards the full forward position. The pack fly. No one takes that mark. Finally, it's Clark trying to break out of the pack. It's kicked off the ground on Lucas. Hand pass to Wright. Wright goes for a short pass, and Smith's got it. Had to mark that one-handed, Bob, too. I'm not kidding. Look at that shoulder. It's very heavily padded. That's the left one, the arm hanging down pretty limply. And by golly, if ever a guy's setting the example for his side with a bit of courage, I'll say that guy is. He's only about, let me see, about 25 to 30 metres out from goal, directly in front. And a badly needed goal for the Swans if he's accurate enough. Come around enough. 1 point. So we see the Swans move on to 10 goals for 64 to Essendon 7-9-51.
13 points the difference in favour of the Swans as we're playing time on in the second quarter. Ronnie Andrews looks for the skipper, and who wouldn't? Daniher to Hurd. Chipping in is Darryl Vernon from right half forward. Gets clear of West, but just. Hurd again. Takes it in front of Lucas. Neagle. Essendon really doing as they like. Their running players are cutting the Swans to ribbons at the moment. Simple reason being the Swans have got few players that can chase them. That's a fine mark, almost brought in by Max Cruz. The umpire says no. West goes for the handball. Effectively, the Bombers try and move forward through him. He's legged, and so the umpire calls play on after they regain possession. Grant Fowler in the forward pocket. Caught. Now, did he have the ball, or was he trying to bounce it? Swans free kick taken by Daniher. Now Evans can't run. Plenty of courage shown by the Swans players today. Round left side of the ball. Salmon tries to pick it up. It's a long way to bend down when you're 6'8". Scott shoots out the hand pass intended for Burnett. It was pinched by West. Not the best of kicks. Ackley gets rid of it. Chance for the Swans through Scott.
There's Kevin Sheedy and Brian Donahue, the chairman of selectors. What an impact the centre half forward has on a game of football, because in the first term, Shane Brady, Craig Brady I should say, a wonderful player for the Swans, dominated the position, and so the scoreboard saw a dominance for the Swans. In the second quarter we saw Paul van der Haak absolutely take over and put up a great performance, and from there we saw Essendon take over. So centre half forward, as we've often said, a vital position.
So all set now for third quarter. The walking wounded out there again. I wonder if the wonders of modern medicine have assisted the play. 4-51 in favour of Essendon. Neagle takes the ball from centre field. Van der Haak can't complete that mark. Browning went without it. Beddison had it and lost it. And again, out to Glenn Hawker, or in fact trying to find him, which he did so, holding the ball. Well, that's a little bit
harsh, I thought, yes.
Greg Smith, the Iron Man. And a fine mark to Merritt. He's not the greatest of kicks. Let's see what he can do with this one. Round in front. Van der Haar over the top. Out towards Ian Roberts, who did well in the first quarter when he was moved under Copping. And that is a free kick or a mark?
He's paying the mark. I thought
15 metres too.
Well, that was pushed fair square in the middle of the back.
I'd reckon. Not
seen by the umpire, so luck's a fortune on that occasion. And a 15-metre penalty as well, so Craig Brady has a chance to bring up his third goal. It'll certainly be a great start for the Swans if he can in fact convert. A wobbly kick goes through. All clear, says the umpire. That's a fine start for the second half of the match to the Swans. 11-4-70. Essendon 7-9-51.
Yes, I must agree completely with you as the call went, Pete, because Craig Brady did push his opponent, Big Merritt, right in the middle of the back. We watched it again here. We just saw it there. And then we again saw the reason why we had a 15-metre penalty.
Well, the centre bounce again, and the Swans 19 points in front, off to a good start in this third quarter. Can they stand the strain with all those injured players out there? That's the burning question. Knocked out by Madden. There's Smith kicking the ball back into attack, pouncing on his carry, a little bit slow to get rid of it. Chance for Morwood to break clear, was grabbed a bit high, finally picked up by Clark. Clark's kick is up towards centre half forward. Daniher in the front, and I think he'll pay that now. He's let it play on again as Daniher goes after it. In goes their little Otway, and the umpire called play, even though he gave the free kick. Fowler having a pot shot for goal, but it's off out of bounds.
On the full.
On the full, and a penalty free kick to go to Daniher down there. Well, 19-point lead to the Swans. Let's hope they can hang in there, because they've certainly put up a great performance. Madden dropped the mark. Scott gets a hurried kick out towards the half-back line. Coming out to meet it now is Smith. Right on the boundary line, he picks it up, drives the ball back over the half-forward line for the Swans. There's a go now for Merritt. Merritt and Brady, it's Merritt on his own down there on the boundary line. Takes a wide turn. Should have put his hand out that time. And Smith again. Well, I know we're singing the praise of this guy, Bob, but you can't do anything else because he's the gutsiest player I've seen for a long, long time.
Yes, certainly.
That really hurt his arm.
He's got his and I think about 4 others' courage.
He's certainly setting a fine example to his teammates, and he's got the ball now on that half-forward line, about 45 to 50 metres out from goal. There she goes. Andrews and Torbett going for this one. And Torbett's got the mark. Outmanoeuvred Andrews beautifully. That arm's hanging down very loosely, and but still he got it up there to Torbett. Torbett on the boundary line, a chance to score another goal. That's a great mark by the big fellow.
It'll be a great goal if Torbett can kick it from there too.
Not the greatest stylist in the world, but you can bet your life every Swan supporter will be right behind him as he goes for the shot now, with Andrews on the mark. There's the kick. Oh, she went out a bit. Nearly a mark there to Moore, but that's finally forced over the line and through for 1 point. So the Swans move on to 11-5-71 to Essendon 7-9-51.
On 7's big league, 20 points the difference at the SCG. Breaking clear as Clark. To centre field. Cruz can't take the mark. Backing up as Browning. The half forward. Good mark to Lucas. Well, the Swans certainly carrying the game up to Essendon in the second half again. They really have to hang on and build on that lead they got in the first term. Looking for Torbett again. Snapshot for goal by Reid. One behind. Reid's back on the ground. He left through injury in the second quarter. As I said earlier, survival of the fittest here today.
He's doing a great job for the side, though, just being out there.
Well, if Essendon don't win this match, they certainly will have a little bit of thinking to do.
Taking advantage of Reid's injury too.
Yes. 25 to 30 metre run, looking for his skipper, Terry Daniher. West. Play on, says the umpire. He does so. Shoots it down towards Timmy Watson at right half forward. Watson, one of the leading Essendon kick getters in the first half. Down goes Smith on the shoulder, says the umpire, and coming out of it with the free kick is Thompson. Thompson from right half forward. Looks for Pedersen. Roberts going the spoil. Well,
I don't know what Roberts could have, what else he could have done there, Bob, because he went for the ball.
He may have put one hand on the shoulder. I'd like to see it in replay, but surely, you know, from our position, he was up punching the ball away.
Pedersen has a chance to bring up his first goal. He's taken some good marks, mainly in the second quarter at the other end. Fairly acute angle. Goal umpire hasn't moved, so that's a goal.
Even before you turn it on, National's new Alpha series makes any other TV set look dull.
From National.
Tuesday night, the Sterling Cup continues live under lights at VFL Park. Can Barassi's new-look Demons match the pace and daring of the seasoned North Melbourne side? See all the action as our experts Landy, Richards and Skilton provide their kick-by-kick commentary in the Sterling Cup this Tuesday night at 8:30.
Just over 6 minutes gone of the third quarter. 72 points the Swans to Essendon 57 points. The centre bounce again. And it's Madden tapping the ball down to Hawker. Over to Neagle. Neagle's kick is out wide. Browning going after it now. Right on his tail there is Westwood. Will beat them both and out of bounds.
I think Browning stopped a little soon.
Well,
there.
I think he thought to himself, well, it's going to roll over. Why do any damage and tire myself out? So it's out of bounds on that Essendon half-forward on about 50 metres around from their goal. Salmon gets the knockout again. There's a go for West. He fumbles. Finally picked up by Daniher. His kick is smothered by Salmon. Back it goes to Scott. Scott's kick is a high one. Back there looking for Morwood. He's got the mark. Certainly showing a lot of courage here today, the Swans. Finally punched away by Clark. A hand pass coming back from Hurd over to Daniher. Daniher's kick is a hook one back there looking for Watson. But there's Cruz going through the pack. And the ball driven back. There's a chance for Smith. The mark. He's got it. Goes for a hand pass. Out there to Winbacks. A running shot for goal. And I think he's shredded it through for a goal. And the Swans are still fighting in there. So it's 12 goals, 6-78, the Swans to Essendon, 8-9-57.
And the defence there of Max Cruz really created that goal. Cruz took the bit between the teeth, attacked the ball in the manner that you should, got the ball down, and now we see Winbanks, after taking the hand pass from Greg Smith, putting the ball right through the centre.
He's played a fair game today, Winbanks, Bob. When he was in defence in that first quarter, he was great.
And of course, Max Cruz also kicked a goal himself earlier, so he's had a hand in two. Well played. Great match we're watching. We hope you're enjoying it at home. 78-57. Still in favour of the Swans, but Essendon looking pretty good at the moment. Round and Madden. Madden's won most of them at the centre bounce, and Watson's taken most of them away, like he did there, but a good mark again to Cruz over Glenn Hawker. Looks for Brady. Fisted away by Merritt. Shark by Evans. Not the greatest of hand passes. Smith trying his heart out for his club. And what a kick! Oh, just missed it. I thought that was a goal. Great kick. And looking at the shoulder, thinking, why can't I get a new arm? Clayton, 79-57. And again, Clayton running to get the ball out of defence. Fine mark for Tony Morwood, who plays on. Short pass, not a good one. The chance for Merritt. Vernon takes it. Well tackled by Clark. Right, good use of the body, but umpire Jeff Morrow has decided to ball it up. And the ball up will take place about 40 metres. Fine mark to Morwood, as I said. 40 metres away from the goal. Watson does the ruck work. Vernon is there. Likewise, West. He went West. Couldn't get that one away. So a ball up at the point of the square. Round in ruck for the Swans, and it will be Simon Madden. It's totally different without that beard, doesn't he? A little bit hot here for a beard today. Browning. Daniher. Caught. The umpire says play on. Neagle fighting for it. Daniher again. Shoots it out. Vernon's there. Fowler for Essendon, and it's taken by Hurd. Fowler calling for it and gets it. Runs it to Carter, and I wouldn't want to do that. He got one too high, but the umpire let it go, and it goes to Watson. High to full forward. Bettison goes the punch. Big Salmon has to bend down. Back to Bettison again. Watson to Hurd. Snap at goal, and that looks okay. Full points to Essendon.
Real women never get caught.
Free kick there to Essendon, finally picked up by Neagle. Oh, he's well caught that time by Morwood. A fumble, the umpire said dropping the ball, and the free kick will go to Morwood at centre field. 16 points the difference in favour of the Swans as the ball is driven up there, and a good mark taken here by Scott. So they're going back into attack again, the Swans. A little over 10 minutes gone of this third quarter. And the burning quest is whether the Swans can hang in there for the rest of this match with all these injured players. A long kick, it's a goal. What a kick by Scott, a magnificent goal. And so he should be elated. What a great goal by that number 6 for the Swans. 13-7-85 the Swans to Essendon, 9-9-63.
Our old friend Doug Way would have loved to see that spirally torpedo punt kick. And Brett Scott, an absolutely beautiful kick, and he has played well right throughout this game.
Well, that's the sort of goal that inspires the rest of the team, but not that they need much inspiring with all these injured players. I think that's enough for them for a start. Finally, Madden gets the knockout again. He's dominated the knockouts. and finally picked up by Carey. A long kick over the half-forward line for Essendon. Going after it now is Hawker, but Browning's right on his tail. Can he break clear out? He's on the boundary line. The ball is forced out of bounds. This time it's about 60 metres around from the Essendon goal. They're 9 goals, 9-63 to the Swans, 13-7, 85 after the Swans got off to a great start in that first quarter, kicking 8 goals, 2 to Essendon's 2 points. So there we see Salmon. Doesn't quite know how to make up his mind. Back it goes. In front there is Daniher. Vanderhaar got his hands to it, couldn't hold the mark. Clicked away by Vernon. The chance for Fowler, got one across the top of the head that time. Scott's in the thick of things. And once again, we see a hand pass from Fowler coming out wide. Not Fowler, from Essendon at any rate. And it's finally picked up by Browning. And the ball is out of bounds on that...
on the full loop. On the full,
so it'll be a free kick to Essendon's Hawker. Hawker to take the free kick about 65 metres out from goal. As the kick up towards Vanderhaar and Salmon. No one can hold that mark. Vanderhaar going after it. They fall over like nobody's business there at the moment. And finally coming through is Carter, trying to crawl across the through the pack that time, and the umpire's going to ball it up.
Ball up taking place about 30 metres from the Essendon goal. Kicking this quarter to the MA Noble stand end of the Sydney Cricket Ground. Salmon, number 3, and round. Salmon wins it, as his teammate Simon Madden has done. Essendon expecting big things from that ruckman, and they couldn't give him a higher compliment than giving him the number of Brownlow medalist Dick Reynolds. There he is, knocking it down again. Charging his way through, Ian Roberts to Vernon. Palms it on, taken by Lucas at the point of the square. Round, 2 grabs, not round, but Copping.
He pushed him in the back.
Torbett, get it right the third time.
But Andrews pushed him in the back, Peter.
He had actually dropped the mark.
He had, and a wobbly punt kick from Steve. Up towards the centre half forward position. Right, he got one a little bit too high, but also was a little bit slow to get rid of it. Neagle getting ridden into the ground. No free kick. Going through solidly. Scott, shot at goal from 30 metres out. Full points.
In today's competitive market, no business can afford to be out of touch. Lost time and contacts means loss of business and loss of income. Voice Call is a pocket paging system with a difference. You don't need to phone back. Voice Call Control Centre will relay messages to you immediately, wherever you happen to be, at any time, 24 hours a day. Whoever has your personal Voice Call code number simply gets Voice Call to relay messages to you immediately. No more searching for a phone, no more delays, no more loss of business. For details, phone 676286.
14-7 to 9-9 on Seven's big league from the Sydney Cricket Ground. The Swans answering the challenge. Torbett in ruck, but still loses it to Madden, who's been unbeatable at the centre bounce. Umpire Jeff Morrow stepping in to...
Well, that was Smith and Thompson having a bit of a dust-up, but poor old Smith got caught.
And Thompson had the free kick. Vernon on left centre wing. Got a good turn of pace, this fellow, formerly of Richmond. Doesn't get the bounce, so knocks it in front of him. He's still got it. Carey, solid defender, gets clear of Tony Morwood. There's no real need to say Tony Morwood. There's only one Morwood left on the Swan side. The other 2 have gone. And a good mark taken down there by Bernie Evans.
Bernie Evans with the ball now on that centre wing position. Goes for a pass. It's a bad one, and a mark taken there at centre half back by Hurd. Up like a flash as he shoots the ball back there towards the centre of the ground. Can Torbett mark it? Got his hands to it. Fumble. Finally, Big Salmon goes through, but the umpire's found a free kick. And Bob's laughing in disgust as the ball is picked up now by West. Driven up towards the full forward position, but finally it's through and for 1 point to the... What are you laughing at, Bob?
I think I know.
9 goals, 10-64 Essendon to the Swans, 14-7-91. The ball back into play again. Chance here now for Scott to mark this. We've got to get it on the boundary line. No, it'll be a penalty free kick to Essendon. No one touched that kick-off. A bit of bad luck. So we wait now for Hurd to put the Bombers deep into attack. And they badly need a goal at the moment, because the scoreboard reads 91 points the Swans to Essendon 64 points. As they go now for Hurd to drive it up there towards the full forward position. Players position themselves. Oh, there's a good mark there in defence by Roberts, and he's been a fairly safe player down there today. Roberts' kick is back towards the half-back line. There's a 15-metre penalty coming up for the Swans. The Bombers are in a bit of trouble, Bob, because it's a good lead there. We see
John Reid off the ground, Dennis Carroll back on the ground, and I think they take it in turns.
No, I think I know what it is. They give them those painkillers, and at the moment they wear off, they put the other bloke on. That's what the trouble is, and the ball finally driven out there towards the half-forward line. In front is Morwood, couldn't hold that mark, but a great bit of recovery play that time as he gets around Neagle. A hand pass coming over to Bernie Evans. A short pass, and Vernon's got the mark at centre half forward, in a bit of trouble, but finally goes for the long kick, looking for Barry Round. Can he mark it? There we see the big fella kick it off the ground. Merritt going after it now is Thompson. Oh, there is Smith going in after him too, and the ball be down there on that forward line. It's finally forced out by Brady, and the umpire said he deliberately knocked it out. What do you think about that one at home?
I think he was right, Lou.
Free kick to Ronnie Andrews. From the back pocket. Getting high with Scott, couldn't complete the mark. Essendon skipper Daniher, knock on by West. Right underneath it. Doesn't come out with the ball subsequently. West to Watson. I'm glad Weston's not playing. That'll be really confusing. Watson scragged as he gets rid of the ball. Bettison. Daniher. He takes it over the line. There'll be no free kick there, but a throw-in rather in the Essendon right forward pocket. So a real chance for the Bombers here to get a goal. Madden and Talbot. Madden winning beautifully in the ruck today. Snapshot by West is true. Goal. That brings them a little bit closer. And West bringing up his second goal, if my statistics are correct. And we check the score. It's 91-70, a difference of 21 points.
Yes, and West has been a good player throughout the three quarters for the Bombers. A busy player around the packs. Finished it off with 2 goals, and he's proving an acquisition.
Salmon. Well, Essendon just about unbeatable in the centre bounces with Salmon and Madden. It goes to Hurd, to Carey. They swing into attack again. Long to full forward. Madden resting at full forward. Can't complete that mark. The Swans defence under plenty of pressure here. Daniher trying to get the handball out. West again. Is it goal number 3? Yes, it is. Or is it touched? Must have been touched as it came out of the pack. And so one behind to the Essendon total, 71 points to 91, 20 points the difference.
And we're at the 19-minute mark of this third quarter. 20 points the difference as the ball is booted back into play by Carter out there towards the wing position. In front there is Lucas, taps the ball down. Finally it comes back here now to West again. Another running shot for goal. Will he make it this time? No, right across the front of goals and through for another point. So the Bombers now bombarding the goals. 10 goals, 12-72 Essendon to the Swans 14-7-91.
Tony West has kicked 2 goals, 5.
Short pass and a mark taken there by Ackley. Ackley up there at a little short of half-back. Ratty at the back goes for the big lead. Couldn't hold that one. Finally picked up by Hawker. Comes out of the pack onto the left boot. Goes for a kick across the centre half forward. They all stood there watching that one. This allows little Otway to have a snap for goal. Oh, an easy mark dropped that time by Bettison.
He broke the point post.
And it's out of bounds. There's only one guy that can break the point post. That's Lee Matthews at a walking start.
Not good play by Otway there, because Bettison was all on his own in the square, and Otway should not have had the shot at goal.
There we go again. Knocked out by Talbot. Oh, there's a hand pass coming back there from Carroll over to Daniher, who taps it back over his head, but picked up by Carey. Grab, but still gets the hand pass back towards her. But is he in trouble there? By golly, they're going in pretty hard now as Salmon's kick is smothered. And there's a chance for Scott to drive the ball out wide. And a good mark taken in defence here by Clark. A hand pass coming back here again. Finally, we see the ball driven up that time by Thompson up towards the half-forward line for Essendon. Vanderhaar one-handed, couldn't hold that one. This is Watson breaking through. A long hand pass and a good one over to Hurd. A short pass, it'll be okay, and a mark to Hawker. Another hand pass coming up. There's a chance for a goal as we see Simon Madden fire at the goals and hit the post. So 18 points the difference now.
Might get another kick.
Let's see what the umpire's going to play another kick. Was he pushed after he kicked the ball? Oh, luck's a fortune there, Bob.
It's all counted, Lou.
I know it is, but still. The Bombers score at the moment of 72 points to the Swans 91, so it's a difference of 19 points. A goal here would put him 13 points behind and really put him in the running to come home in that last quarter, when I should imagine that the Swans would be pretty tired.
So Madden with another kick. I think he's surprised, because after he missed that one and hit the post, he lay on the ground and pounded his fist into the turf. What's he done this time? I think he's missed it again, has he? Yes, he has. Oh, third time won't be lucky. He won't get another go.
Oh, there's a box on now. I think Bernie Evans said that's chewy on your boot, Bob. Look at this.
Well, pretty silly to involve yourself in fisticuffs.
Bernie was suggesting that justice had prevailed.
Booted out by Daniher, looking for Talbot. And it was awkwardly positioned. There's Evans running into more trouble than he could possibly encounter. Holding the ball, says the umpire, and Bernie Evans says, oh, please.
I wouldn't argue, Bernie. Get on with the business.
Daniher takes the free kick. And there's the other one, Anthony Daniher. Knocked away by Bettison, though, to Cruz. A wobbly punt kick will land round about centre wing. Not quite that far, and a fine mark brought in by Shane Hurd, one of Essendon's better players today. Looking for Madden! And Madden will look for Bernie Evans now to say a few words, perhaps. Well, that was Simon Madden of old. Let's look at that in replay. Fine mark.
Peter, it'll be interesting to see what happens if he kicks this goal, whether he'll look for Bernie Evans or not.
I'm sure he will.
Well, he's missed a couple. Usually a very accurate kick at goal. Usually, I said. Not today. Simon, what are you doing? One behind. So 10-14 to 14-7 is the score. 91-74. Still in favour of the Swans. They've led all day, but the lead becoming narrower and narrower. Mark Browning is going to boot the ball back in this time towards the member stand side. Looking for Round. He's got opposition from Salmon and Van der Haar. Carter comes in to assist him. Round's handball finds Vernon. Well, in fact, almost. It goes Essendon's way through Carey. Van der Haar on his own. Runs into Carter. And they wouldn't like to collide with either. Carter caught. Got rid of it, or attempted to. Down he goes. Plenty of weight being used there. And umpire Kevin Smith has decided to ball it up. There'll be a few bruised players tonight. Who's that down? West, is it? No, Watson. Timmy Watson. Goodness me, they're going down like 9 pins today. Knocked away by Scott. We'll see a boundary throw in.
Well, Watson looked as though he might have got one on the thigh. Now the trainer's rubbing the brow. Might have got it across the bridge of the nose. Front of the ball comes back there to Watley. Took it away nicely from the pack that time. Down towards the full forward position. Where's the go now? An easy goal, I would say, to Bettison. He shredded it through for a goal. So that...
Grant Kenny, Iron Man. Kellogg's Nutri-Grain, Iron Man food. Corn, oats and wheat.
Tastes great. Stays crunchy.
The centre bounce again, knocked out by Salmon. There's a chance now for the Bombers to get close. There's a hand pass, comes back there to Salmon again. Browning going after it, but Fowler's right behind him, but Browning's there. Oh, he's pushed him over, but the umpire's called play. And in goes Cruz, backs up well. A hand pass, not a good one. A chance for Neagle to pick it up. Got one off Cruz. Got a hand pass back now, and a hand pass from Hawker back there to West, who seems to have recovered from that knock before. The ball back up there towards the full forward position. Taken off the pack nicely by Roberts. Out it goes wide. It's Lucas going after with Hurd. Hurd's got the front posse now. And get a break. He'll go for a short pass. It's okay and marked here by Thompson. Thompson out there at half forward. Boots the ball into the forward zone. Up there towards the forward pocket. And there's a darn good mark by Roberts. He's been a solid player today. Quickly breaks on and sends the ball back out there towards Brady and Merritt. It's Merritt knocking the ball to the ground. Brady's into his back, but the umpire's found the free kick, and it'll go to Merritt. What do you reckon about that one, Robert? You're dumbfounded.
It was there.
There's a bad kick. It's finally picked up by Smith, and the Swans swing back into attack now. Going after there is Carroll coming on the ground after an injury. Can he get a hand pass out? Too slow. I suppose the injury caused that. He must be slow, and Ronnie Andrews picked it up so quickly. Finally a hand pass coming out there to Merritt on that half-back flank. And a chance now for the Essendon to go further forward. Over there to Hawker. He can't pick it up after Browning knocked it away. But now it's Hawker giving a hand pass back to Neagle. He ducks. Goes for another hand pass over to Neagle. His kick is smothered there by Wright. Punched away again by Ackley. They're in there fighting the Swans. Finally, it's a hand pass coming out there from Hawker again over to West. Back to Watson. And there's a mark. It'll be a mark to Daniher. He's playing on a free kick for a push in the back. So there's a chance now for Daniher to put this one through. What do you think about that?
There's great pressure by Winbanks, but there's no doubt that Daniher, as we see Bernie Evans in the hands of the trainers once again.
Well, Daniher would be about 20 metres out from goal directly in front, and the difference is 11 points. This will make it 5 points if he's successful. The kick by Daniher. He's missed it. So the score now is the Sydney
7 to 11-15.
Good.
Well, they've missed a few easy ones, haven't they? Madden had a couple of goes, and Daniher from about the same position. They should be in front by rights. Daniher again. Madden. Two I was talking about. Scott, well tackled by Hurd, one of Essendon's best players. Carter gets descended upon by two players, Hurd and Thompson. And umpire Jeff Morrow will ball it up. Left half forward for Essendon. Watson breaking clear, seems to have recovered. Winbanks. Pedersen making him earn the kick. He's done fairly well down there. Now there's a 15-metre penalty applied by the umpire. Brings Winbanks almost up to centre half back. Looking for Daniher. He's got opposition from his brother. The two Danihers playing on each other at the moment. So that's something. One by Anthony. Or missed by Cameron Clayton. To Clark. Made amends for it. Now towards the centre wing position. Loose ball. Picked up by Essendon. Thompson in trouble over the boundary line. And we'll see it thrown in pretty well on the centre wing position. Now the Swans still in front, but for how long? Knocked down by Round this time. Well caught. Can't get rid of it. Slung by Thompson. And again a boundary throw in. The Swans working the ball gradually towards their goal. It's right half forward flank. Round again contesting with Madden. One by Madden this time. To Watson. Ruck roving well. High to centre wing. Knocked away by Cruz. Watson. Tripped up accidentally. Otway. Hurd. Shrugs the tackle from Browning. Good pace this Shane Hurd. He can score from there. Long kick at goal by Hurd. Pedersen. Oh, what a mark! He's a player.
Got a bit of class.
Into the goal square. Goal to West. Yes, he has got a bit of class, Lou. No doubt about that. No wonder they were keen to get him from Dimbola at the 30-minute mark. The scores see only 4 points the difference. 14-7 to 12-15. 3 goals to West.
Yes, the player responsible for that, though, was certainly Tim Watson, taking the ball in the first place on the half-back flank, forced it through, went on again when it was punched away, and Watson at times inclined to try and do a little bit too much, but certainly not on that occasion, and Pedersen showing a touch of class and real fine ability.
That's one of the best marks today, if not the best. He's certainly come into his own after a slow start when he was taken from the field in the first term. Simon Madden against Round. Thumping punch down by Madden. Goes to half forward for Essendon. Otway tries to take the hand pass. It was wide. Knock on by Daniher. Otway again takes it after it was knocked on by West. Pedersen again, but he can't take this mark as the siren goes for three-quarter time. 14-7, 91. The Swans leading Essendon 12-15, 87. The match starts for the final quarter. 4 points the difference in favour of the Swans. The crowd finding voice. Barry Round against Madden, who wins it yet again. He's hardly been beaten in that centre circle bounce. Picked up by Carey and driven forward. Winbanks in front. Behind, Salmon. Winbanks wins out. The two number 9s, victorious is Shane Hurd over Ackley. One of Essendon's best players, he and Hawker. Round, better judgment over his taller and younger opponent. The awkward style of Round sees the ball delivered to centre field. Smith just unable to do too much about that, with the shoulder being what it is. Certainly a courageous effort from him here this afternoon. Merritt. And the mark taken by Grant Fowler at centre half forward. So predictably, Essendon doing most of the attacking at the moment. Fowler obviously confident that he can kick this and put Essendon in front for the first time today. Won't quite make the distance. Round is down there and again takes a very good grab. And the Swan skipper trying to get his side back into the match. Winbanks. Evans. Evans left half-back flank. Looking for a lead. All players are well covered though. Brady, he went out of it after quarter time. Played a very good first quarter. Smith. That's out of the ball from Clayton. No, the umpire says not. I thought like you did, Lou.
It's looked to come from below the... And we watch it again. As we'll see whether it was below the knee or not.
Well, it hit him on the knee, I think.
Might have been just touched by his hand as well. Evans. Knocked down to Watson from Neil Clark. Back to Morwood. No one to give it to. No one running past. Cruz eventually up from defence. Torbett tries to take the mark, not successful, and umpire Morrow blows the whistle for a ball up.
It's a ball up about 30 metres out from the Swans' goal, and they're leading by 4 points at the moment. Up to a great start in that first quarter, kicking 8 goals, 2 to the Bombers, only 2 points, but they're gradually wearing them down. The Bombers, a hand pass coming out now to Neagle. Neagle's kick is out wide towards that wing position. There's a chance for Hawke. He's been a very good play, but he fumbled that one. This gives a chance here now to Bernie Evans. Oh, he's tripped. He's got to play that free kick. Now he decides to let him play on because he didn't want to penalise them. And finally, he kicks the ball high up there towards Torbett in front position. Couldn't hold it. Carroll's there, but he can hardly move, and the umpire will ball it up again about 35 metres out from the Swans' goal. And boy, Bob, they badly need a goal at the moment.
Yes, they're certainly giving it a fling now, Lou.
They're down there in attack now. They've got to get a bit of a break here to get a goal to make it a 10-point lead. Knocked out by Madden, but Torbett's there too. Finally, we see Clayton getting clear. Thompson gets a wild hand pass towards that forward pocket. Clark's out there. His kick is a high one, doesn't cover much distance. It's Scott and Watson going for it. Scott's got the mark. Good effort by Scott, and he's got a sore shoulder too, apparently. Had a nice pack on at three-quarter time. Torbett again up there. They're all having a fly. It comes down to Clayton again. Threads his way through the pack. Knocked on that time. Oh, well intercepted by Brady, but he couldn't get clear. The ball finally forced down towards centre half forward. Watson's in plenty of trouble. Gets it out to Andrews. Actually just about threw it out that time to Thompson. Back towards the centre half forward position for Essendon. Going after his Browning. Couldn't pick it up. Now there's a chance for Fowler to get one. He got one pretty low that time. Salmon can't get down. Down goes Browning again. The umpire said a free kick. May have been a bit lucky that time.
Yes, I must agree.
If you put your head down, you might get it kicked off or the free kick.
Well, they're not giving up without a fight. They're 4 points in front, and they're determined to hang on to us. We see Carter. They've changed the team right around because Carter's down there on the wing position. He can't get clear, and the umpire's paying a free kick against him for holding the ball. By golly, that's pretty tough.
Not much of a chance to get rid of it.
I must agree with our director. He was not grabbed.
Daniher, right centre wing. Well, beautiful kick. Now that's a free kick in the back for Winbanks. Quite a serviceable game from Winbanks, and he kicked a very nice goal too earlier in the match. Anthony Daniher. Ackerley. Well smothered by Thompson. Ackerley's equal to the occasion. Tries to fight off Otway. Gets it to Lucas. Dummies well from right half forward. He'll put it deep into the goal square. Carey's in front of the pack. Brady.
Put it through.
He has. That's a goal. That livens up the crowd. So Brady, 4 goals to him. He's the Swans' leading goal kicker. The difference 10 points again, 97-87.
Yes, well, what a great start for the quarter. And you could certainly have to admire the way they've gone about it, Lou. We've termed it a few times, the walking wounded. and you cannot help but admire that the endeavour that the side has put in.
10 points the difference on Sevens Big League from the Sydney Cricket Ground. 4 goals to Brady. Watson's kick high towards the Essendon centre half forward position. Cruz and Otway doing battle. Wright comes in to assist him. Caught with the ball. Play on, says umpire Morrow. Another chance for Wright. It's a free kick to Essendon this time, and it's going to Big Salmon. Fowler within kicking distance has the chance once again to make the difference 4 points.
We had a thriller the last time these two sides
yes,
played.
we did.
But they won it on time on. I think they kicked 3 goals in the time on period, Essendon.
Yes, the Swans stopped to a walk. Neil Clark moved downfield to kick the winning goal. That's not a winning goal. It's 3 for 1 behind. Makes the difference 9 points at the SCG. 97 to 88.
Well, they can't stop to a walk today because they've been walking half of them for the last half the game. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. 9 points the difference. And about 7 minutes gone of this last quarter. Chance for Barry round a mark. He dropped that one as a difficult one. Picked up by Carter. He's grabbed. Couldn't get clear. Going after now is Watson. He's grabbed. Loses the ball. Shot on the boundary line. Scooped back by Daniher. Carter's there too. He was grabbed. The umpire will pay a free kick to him for sure. Holding the man. Goes for a hand pass. Oh, Browning fumble that one. Well, a good play on the part of Wright. They were lucky to get away with that, the Swans. I noticed that Watson's in a bit of trouble. Finally, Neagle takes the mark. The left footer back there towards centre half forward. Knocked on that time by Madden. Back it goes there to Bettison. He can't get clear. A hand pass coming over that time from Roberts. Over to Lucas. Another one over there to Cruz. Another long one now. Out on his own is Daniher. Goes for a long kick over that half forward line. Kerry coming to the back of Vernon. But Vernon couldn't hold that back. But there's Smith in the thick of things too. Watson carried off the ground. That's a blow to the Bombers.
Just about their best player.
By golly, there's been some injuries here today, and we might say it could be the ground being so hard, Bob.
Oh, look, I don't think you can put it down to that, Lou.
Okay, the ball knocked out now. Finally driven up there by Ackley. Chance for Brady to mark. Couldn't hold that one. Kicked off the ground by Clayton. Not a good kick. In goes Clayton again. He's fumbled. Tapped it over to Neagle out there at half back. He's grabbed, nearly holding the ball. Finally, it comes back to Thompson. Another hand pass. And down he goes, Daniher. Is he tripped? No, the umpire said no. Finally over to Thompson again. And the Bombers get it out of the danger zone. Oh, is it Madden? What a mark. Madden goes for a hand pass. Back it comes now to West. A running shot for goal. And the result, a goal. Oh, 3 points the difference now. What a game we've got on our hands.
4 goals to West, Lou. He's a real goal snake, isn't he? 3 points the difference, 15-7 to 13-16.
Yes, well, you could say the players in defence for the Bombers were given plenty of time to get rid of the ball, and a great mark by Simon Madden, really rising to the occasion as we see Timmy Watson hobbling around the boundary.
Seems to be somewhere in the knee region that they're working on, or is it a little bit low? Maybe it's an ankle. He has his boot off. 3 points the difference. Knocked down, well, by nobody in particular. And umpire Morrow will again ball it up.
I noticed that Copping's back on the ground, Bob.
Well, Watson going off, Lou. Copping had to come on.
Yeah.
Duckworth, obviously, no chance at all coming back on. So even though Copping is injured, he too has to come out onto the ground.
Ackley to right half forward for the Swans. Vernon, or Fowler, into his back. Knocked away by Merritt. Not quite at the boundary line. Daniher will pick it up just inside. Wright making position. High to the goal square. Looking for Brady. Can't take the mark. Plenty of opposition from Essendon players there. 3 of them combined here. Smith caught without the ball.
Free kick to him, Bob.
Yes, a poor tackle on that occasion. The Essendon player taking his eye off the ball and not realising that Greg Smith had lost possession.
And you'll see here the tackle from Carey. Smith with the arm in the air.
Got more padding there than a gridiron player on his shoulder.
Well, I suppose if there were some padding downstairs from that American game, then he probably would have come out wearing it. Watson still being worked on as Greg Smith comes in for the shot at goal, which he has made no mistake with. And the Swans answer the challenge yet again. 103 to 94 in Sevens Big League from the SCG. What a match it's been. A game of courage from many, many players here.
On both sides, Peter,
yes.
Because, you know, it's been a wonderful game to watch, and I'm sure that both coaches, neither one will certainly not be happy with the result, but they would be happy with the efforts.
(103 to 94). There's play underway again, knocked down by Round. Carey to Salmon. Ackley's in the road. Ball barely travelling 10 metres, but Ackley taking the mark just short of centre field. Kevin Sheedy, the Essendon coach, on the phone. Almost a mark to Smith again, couldn't quite stretch out. Neagle takes the hand pass. Downfield he moves after taking it from Clayton. Mark take it on centre wing. Neagle gets it back from West. Almost a mark brought in by Bettison again, looking for a free kick. Winbanks takes the ball over the line, and we'll see a boundary throw it in the Essendon forward pocket.
Out of bounds about 30 metres around from the Essendon goal. And they're trailing by 9 points at the moment. Ball knocked back over the head. There's a chance now for Otway to get clear. Grabbed a little high, but the umpire said play on as Carey break through the pack. Has a putt shot at the goals, but he's up target. The umpire's found a free kick here. It'll go to Carey, I think.
Downfield, Lou.
Might go downfield. OK, Bob. So it'll go over there now to Copping, who's replaced Tim Watson this last 5 or 6 minutes. And we're about at the 12-minute mark of this last quarter, with the Swans 9 points in front. The umpire pushing Copping right around, right to the boundary line. He's only about 15 metres out from goal, if that. A vital kick by Copping this time for the Bombers if they're going to win this match here today. The kick. I think he's missed it, yes. So it's 8 points the difference now. Golly, they're finding it hard to get past this Swans team, who's shown tremendous courage. No doubt if they happen to win this, I reckon Smith would be the hero of the day, Bob, without any worries.
He makes a habit of those things, doesn't he?
Waiting on Browning now. I notice that Ackley's playing on the wing to give them a bit of drive out there, because Hurd's been a very good player. Barry Round in front, couldn't hold that one. Carey going through again. Finally picked up by Bernie Evans. He won't be able to kick it with his left foot for sure. That's why he went back into his right boot. Goes for a short pass. Down goes Morwood, but he's showing determination. Won't get rid of the ball. Picked up by Hurd, the boy we were talking about. His kick is down there. Down goes Winbanks. Can't get clear. Otway's over the top of his back. Once again, Madden knocks it out to Hawker. A snap the goal. Will he make it? It's pretty close. Oh, Bettison couldn't hold up. Will the umpire pay a free kick? No, he said no. A hand pass coming out there that time from Winbanks. There's a chance now for a short pass from Copping and a mark to Daniher. And he's only about 15 to 20 metres out from goal on a very slight angle. And of course, if he kicks this one, it'll be only 2 points the difference. Daniher coming in, the Flying Dutchman, for this shot. I think he might have missed it. So it's 7 points the difference, and they're in there still fighting the Swans.
Well, could say the Bombers have really had their chances.
Well, if you look at the scoreboard, Bob, it tells the story. 13-18, doesn't it? To 16-7. So the Swans straighter kicking has kept them in the lead for how long? 103 to 96. As the ball driven back into play. Round lifting himself for the occasion. Literally. Anthony Daniher and his brother. Anthony wins out from Terry. No mark.
Free kick.
No free kick either. Andrews and Torbett. Andrews keeps it in play. Terry Daniher goes down. They all go over the top of him, and the ball is still in play. Well, the umpires have certainly missed a few on this side of the ground. Maybe because they're looking into the sun. Who knows? Torbett and Madden. Madden tries to find Otway, finds Terry Daniher instead, who almost threw it out to his teammate down there. That was Hawker. Andrews, well tackled. They're certainly letting it go, I'll say that. Umpire Kevin Smith now decides to ball it up. It's only 30 metres from the Swans' goal, and they certainly need one here to maintain their leeway. A very tight match after the first quarter, knocked down by Torbett. Plenty of Essendon players are there, and going through solidly Daniher. Up towards centre field. That's a mark. Brought in by Steve Copping. He looks okay. Spent most of the game on the bench after incurring an injury in the first term. Big Salmon can't take the grab. Benison off target, but only just and through for one behind. And so Essendon sneaking forward ever slowly. 13-19, 97 to 16-7, 103.
So it's a goal the difference now. One straight kick for the Bombers. They'll tie this game at the moment. Ball back into play. Finally a chance now for Vernon to pick it up. He's out clear of that pack. Gets away from Neagle nicely. Shoots the ball right across there towards centre field. Punched away by Smith. Going after it now is Hurd. After him is Wright. Hand pass back to Ronnie Andrews. Let's see what he can do with this one. It's a kick over the centre half forward line. Looking for Salmon. And he's got it. He'll play the mark, even though Copping tried to break clear. Now this kick by the big, tall forward, Druckmann, Salmon. He'd only be about 40 metres out from goal. If he's successful, scores will be dead level.
He makes Justin Madden look like a dwarf.
Here he goes now, Salmon. Got the world on his shoulders for this kick, Bob. Let's see what he can do with it. Taking his time. And, of course, the difference now, 6 points in favour of the Swans. There's the kick. And I think he's kicked the goal, so scores a dead level. And we're at the, let me see, the 17-minute mark. And the Bombers are level pegging with the Swans, 103 points apiece.
Yes, well, Paul Salmon's first goal in VFL football, as we said again on replay. Ron Andrews putting the ball forward, Salmon up high, a lovely mark, and he really at no stage took his eye off the ball. Great mark.
Play underway again, dead level here, the crowd finding voice. Carey, Copping will get a mark or a free kick. No. Play on. Salmon again, he'll put them in front if he can score here. It's a goal. They're in front by a goal. 2 goals to Salmon in 45 seconds. And so it's 15-19 to 16-7.
Well, that'll be the proudest day of this boy's life if they win this match, Essendon, Bob.
Well, if he doesn't feel confident now, Lou, he never will, that is for sure. There's Copping, and, well, Copping probably a little unlucky not to be paid the mark on that occasion. And the big fellow, Salmon, really showing some agility to pick up, to swoop on the ball, pick it up and put it through.
Essendon leading by 6 points, 109 to 103. The first time they've been in front all day. Loose ball on centre wing, taken by Stephen Wright. Ackley, short to Anthony Daniher. His brother tackles him. On to Scott in the forward pocket. Can the Swans level it up? Round in the goal square. Carroll waiting down. Likewise is Neagle, who hits the deck. The ball over the boundary line. We'll see a throw in. Been a thriller. I think the result would have been predictable though with all the Swans injuries. Maybe they can come back and prove me wrong. Merritt well caught and drops the ball, picked up by Little Otway, trying to find Neagle. Evans well caught by Neagle in turn.
Free kick to Evans, Peter.
Caught too high, says the umpire. Bernie Evans left half forward, about 50 metres from goal. Still with his leg very heavily strapped. So subsequently not a good kick. Andrews read it well. Daniher high towards the boundary line. Could be over. Yes, it was. So a free kick to the Swans will be taken again by Bernie Evans. And I think the Swans will be well advised to have a couple of players drop short as well.
Well, he's all right with the right foot. It's the left one that's worrying him.
He's got to kick off it though, Lou.
Yes. Let's see what he can do this time. A little bit better, but not much. That's a Swans mark around.
Could have been a 15-metre penalty that time. He got one right on the back of the head.
Umpire Kevin Smith shaking his head very, very quickly. So was Round, but for a different reason.
You don't mind.
Well, too close to goal late in the game, maybe.
We'll send them to Coles and Garrard. So Round, 30 metres out, directly in front with that awkward kicking style, has made a complete mess of that one. Out of bounds on the full, 3 to Essendon.
Well, Round had a chance to level scores. The Bombers still in front by 6 points as Andrews takes the free kick down there in that forward pocket position. We're right on the 20-minute mark of this last quarter. Ball kicked high towards that half-back line. Round in front. Couldn't hold that mark. The ball hits the deck. Pushed out to Evans again. The left foot kick up to the goal square. Carroll's in a bad way there. He can't get around. He's trying to break clear of the pack, but he can hardly move. Knocked out by Andrews. Forwards after. He finally gets a kick out wide to that wing position. There's Smith out there on his own. Gets around Andrews. Oh, he got him by the leg. The umpire didn't see it. He missed it. He grabbed him by the leg.
Now he's penalising.
So I would be wild too.
That's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable, that one. Waiting now for Andrews to go for a hand pass out wide. Picked up by Clark. He balked Vernon nicely. And the ball is finally shot out there towards that centre-half forward position. Punched away by Lucas. Then again by Daniher. Down out there towards Talbot. Can he get there? Hawker got into his back. Now it's Copping picking the ball up. Hooks the ball back there looking for Big Sam and couldn't hold the mark. And the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket position. A goal the difference in favour of the Bombers. 103 points to the Swans. To Essendon 109. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. Talbot in front. Actually, Salmon got that one. Pushed out by Talbot. Knocked over to Vernon. A fresh air shot, but he recovers the ball. Finally goes for a pass. Looking for Brady at the back there. A great mark to Daniher. Well, the Swans are still in there fighting as we see a 15-metre penalty. This brings him right up to the wing position. Goes for the long kick, looking for Barry Round. Andrews is there. Round couldn't hold. There's a go now for Norwood. And scores as he put it through. Yes, a goal. Scores dead level again. And the Swans still in there with a fight.
Well, what a game we're watching. 109 apiece.
Well, a great mark by Tony Daniher. He and Terry Daniher, you don't often see opposition sides have brothers against each other. And Tony Morwood really getting the tap down from Big Barry Round, making the scores level again. It's a great game of football.
Yes, and we're all getting involved in it here.
Listen to that crowd, Peter. Who said Sydney people don't know anything about football?
Yes, I don't think Brian Dixon need bother explaining the rules to them before any other match up here. It was a waste of time. Centre wing. Watson streaming forward. From right half forward flank, he'll put them deep into attack. Short passes to Copping, and that's out of bounds. Out of bounds. Steve Copping just couldn't trap that one. And so we'll see a throw-in in the Essendon forward pocket. 22 minutes gone, in fact a little bit more, nearly 23. So probably about 7 minutes left to play. Either side plenty of time to get a winning break. Cruz and Otway. Winbanks comes in to assist him. Puts it wide out towards the outer side. Smith waiting for the crumbs that don't come his way. Chance for Essendon. Hurd. Any score will put them in front. Yes, it's a point. Essendon lead. Could be a very useful behind. That one, 110 to 109, 15-20 to 17-7. And you're watching a thriller on Sevens Big League from the Sydney Cricket Ground. Winbanks. Goes the long kick. Madden and Andrews. Watson traps it one-handed. Browning puts him off balance. That's out of bounds on the full, and so a penalty kick going the Swans' way. And again, the recipient will be Winbanks. And take the kick right next to the behind post. Oh, kicked into the man on the mark, which was Salmon. Clark. Now, he was the match winner last time up here. He kicked the winning goal.
That was bad play on the part of Winbanks. First in the smother, then...
well, he went too close to the man on the mark. He tried to kick over a 6'8" player from about a metre away. So Clark about 50 metres out from goal. Any score would be advantageous for Essendon. He's scored, has he? Or is it out on the full again? No, out on the full again. So once again, we'll see a penalty free kick.
This time they're not taking the risk with Winbanks. I think Roberts will kick it in from that back pocket position. Well, a point the difference. Can the Bombers hang on now? They're all flying, all having a go at that one now. Finally, it's come back to Scott, a hurried kick. It's a mark to Bernie Evans. He's on that half-back line. They're down by a point at the moment, the Swans. A 15-metre penalty. But this will give him a chance to get it up there to Big Round if he can. The only problems with the Round can kick a goal. He's the worst kick in Australia, just about. A pass and a mark to Browning. Now, Browning should go for the long kick here, Bob.
Yes, they've got to get it right down, and maybe Barry Round can take the mark, or some of the smaller players, if it's punched away from Round, could be at their feet.
There's Round in front, Brady at the back. Couldn't hold the mark. Hand pass to Vernon. Snaps for goal, but he's off target and scores a dead level again. 110 points apiece. And we're just about on the 25. We are on the 25-minute mark, so it's only time on to play, and we see Vernon limping now. What a great game it's been, and we certainly hope that you're enjoying this match wherever you may be in Australia. Waiting now on Clayton to bring the ball back into play. Scores dead level. Goes for a little kick.
He didn't leave the hand, Lou. He's got to go from
yes, he put it in his boot, so they're going to ball it up in the goal square. Can the Swans score? They want a point or a goal. A goal will just about win it for them, Bob, or at least make it a draw for them. Here we go now. Barry Round coming to do battle there with the other big guys down there from Essendon. Calling him over now. We need you all there, fellas, they're saying. Essendon coming in. Madden's there too. That's right on the point of the square. Can they get a point or a goal, the Swans?
Punch it too, he'd be trying to.
Here it goes now. Punched out, a chance for Little Wright, but it'll beat him and it's out of bounds. Still pretty close to their goal.
Good play by Simon Madden there, Lou. He had exactly the right idea. Really thump it away.
Madden and Round again for this knockout in that forward pocket. Pushed to the ground again. There's Little Wright battling there. Down goes Terry Daniher. Comes out to Andrews. He can't pick it up. Umpire's found a free kick to the Swans. It'll go to Vernon for one of the back.
He's tried hard, Lou.
Yes, I don't know if it's too far out, but it's about 40 metres out.
Be like a mile, wouldn't it?
It's got to be the best kick of his life to get this one through to put the Swans in front. Scores dead level, and what a game we've got. There's the kick. It's through and out of bounds again. They can't get that point.
Well, it's a thriller here. Probably about a minute and a half to go. I wouldn't think there'd be too much more. Can Essendon clear the ball away and get a winning score? Actually, a draw will be a fitting result. I think Brady goes the big punch, but it's ill-directed. Clayton's there. Carey backs him up, and the Bombers clear it away. Open spaces. Browning needs a good bounce. West hot on his hammer. Watson comes in to assist him. Browning well caught. Ackley. Hurd can't stop him. Fine mark to Clayton. Clayton in the back pocket. Siren due to go any tick at the clock. He's gone for a short pass. Ill-directed. Chipping in and taking the mark out there is Ackley. He'll go for another short pass. And Smith, the bionic man. He would be 70 metres or 65 out from goal. Nearly 28 minutes gone. In fact, as you can see, it's just ticked over now. Any score. We'll see a win for the Swans. Greg Smith. That's a score. What is it? One behind, I think, yes. So the Swans lead by that margin.
They may even be better with it at that end of the ground at this stage.
Well, that could be. Let's see if Essendon can answer that. I think there's still plenty of time. That's a beautiful torpedo punt kick. Daniher goes the punch. Madden and Fowler gets there first. Ackley upended. Right in front. And that's the way to play it. Sees it out of bounds. The Swans in a thriller at the moment. 1 point. And we've been playing nearly 29 minutes, Luke.
And the ball out of bounds. A point the difference in favour of the Swans. Talbot and Madden to go. There we see at the back is Daniher. The ball finally cleared back by Daniher. But that's back to Hawke. He's grabbed. He can't get clear. West tries to break clear the pack. And it's finally picked up now by Vanderhaar. Shot across to Neagle. And this looks dangerous on his own. He'll go for the long kick. He's gone for a short pass. It's good enough. Will it bounce right for Cobbing? He's attacked by Winbanks. Umpire call play out. It could have been in the back. Here's we see Morwood dodging and twisting as he drives the ball back. And a mark taken here by Carey. Now it's the Bombers' turn to go right back into attack. Shot across over the half-forward line. In front of Talbot. Big Salmon. And Salmon doesn't know he didn't pay the mark. And finally Nagle's grabbed. Down he goes. And the umpire said it'll be a ball up. They're not giving any free kicks. They're letting it go. What a game with the Swans a point in front. And only about a minute and a half to go, I would say. Can they hang in there? Punched away again. Going through his Cruz. Out to Vernon. There's the siren. And the Swans have won the match. The final scores. We see the scores now. 79-111. The Swans to Western 15-20-110.